Snap more than the ball? We've got specialists for that. Jump shot, leave your knee shot? We've got specialists for that. Face down after that face off? We've got specialists for that. Orlin and Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle. So you can feel better, faster.
From Farmingdale State College, it is the final two Nassau County finals of the season. The Golden Tornadoes of Lawrence and Floral Park Knights, they are no strangers to each other. That is what is on the line here this afternoon. It's the Nassau Class A final, and it's live on the Varsity Media Sports Network. We thank so much Orlin and Cohen Orthopedic Group for their sponsorship of this game. Well, good afternoon, everyone. Dylan Butler alongside Rob Anderson for game one of a championship doubleheader this afternoon. There's already been two champions crowned in Nassau County, Garden City, Carl Place. One of these two today will join them. Two teams who know each other, who respect each other, but also very distinctly different styles of play.
Yeah, that's the story of the game. Talking to both coaches, they say we have to play our game today. For Floral Park, Coach Akil Rodney said it's got to be tough. We got to grind. We can't fall into the traps of, checking them too much when they're technical. And for Lawrence, Coach Gerard Lagasse says we got to be technical. We got to play Lawrence ball and keep them on their heels.
Let's take a look at how these two teams got here to the championship game. Of course, we were on the scene at Jericho High School earlier this week, and don't call it an upset, right? Top four seeds, really, we said it at the time. Any four of these could emerge, and both winning by 1-0 score lines, and both emerging via set-piece goals as well. So it's Lawrence and Floral Park. And again, this is a rematch of last year's semifinals back here during the day at Farmingdale State. I'm sure Akil Rodney's having these flashbacks, but that was one where Floral Park, they were the undefeated team a year ago. They were the top seed. In Lawrence, they came in as the 5 seed, and they pulled off the upset. This will not be considered an upset between the 3 and the 4 seeds. Again, both of these teams earning the right to be here. When we look at 4th-seeded Lawrence, you mentioned it. They're going to be a team that's going to be highly technical. They want to play it on the ground. They want to build from the back. Everything is on the ground, and they've got some highly talented players. Let's take a look at a couple of Lawrence's players to watch, and both of these guys, Rob, were part of that lone goal, right? It was Moran Flores' ball in from the corner, and Ben Perez with a powerful header that beat Mineola 1-0.
Yeah, you said it. Brandon Moran Flores, just a brilliant playmaker. He sees the field well. He takes those set pieces. Ben Perez, arguably, in my opinion, the best defensive player we've seen in all of Nassau soccer. Big header, threat on both sides, headed out defensively, get involved offensively. Dual threat, fantastic athlete.
Lawrence, their second ever trip, and it is a back-to-back trip to the county finals. They've yet to win a Nassau championship. That is what is on the line today for Lawrence. On the other side, Floral Park, they are the number 3 seed. It's been all about redemption and righting what they feel was a wrong from last year when Lawrence stepped on the field, and Akil Rodney, the Floral Park coach, said they wanted it more than us. They outworked us on the day. So that was kind of the emphasis or the onus from that point to now to get back on this field and win a county title. For Floral Park, they are, again, a different team. They're not interested in building from the back. They'll get the ball forward as quickly as possible. But when they do get it to the attacking third, that's when they play around a little bit. They play the 1-2s. They knock it around a little bit in the attacking third. And two guys who are very good at that are our impact players for the Knights. Ned Devine, look at those numbers on the year, and Connor McCarthy as well. A slight trend, positional change today for McCarthy we'll talk about, but two really talented guys.
Yeah, Ned is divine when he gets into that zone where he can get a shot on net. He knows how to bury it. 18 on the season. Connor McCarthy takes the throw-ins, moves the ball really well. Him and Divine, a great little tag team up there to get some goals past the keepers.
Let's meet the starters for both teams now. For Lawrence, they are in a 4-2-3-1 formation. It's an unchanged one from the semifinals. From back to front, it's Gonzalez, Perez, Sevilla, and Arriaga. It's Samayoa, Molina, and Pocasangre in the midfield. Then it's Cruz, Mendoza, and Moran Flores up front. In the goal, we don't know if they call him that, but we call him El Gato.
Yeah, there he
Gabriel Rosales, what a phenomenal year. He's had 9 clean sheets, including one in the semifinals. Came up with some big saves against Mineola.
Yeah, that was the nickname you gave him, and well-deserved, Gabriel Rosales. And I'll tell you, confidence that coach has. You see those shirts they're wearing, Dylan? You buy those before the season if you think you're making the playoffs. Rosales sporting his in warm-ups.
We'll take a quick break for the anthem. We'll get the Floral Park starters, keys, and more when we return here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Snap more than the ball? We've got specialists for that. Jump shot, leave your knee shot? We've got specialists for that. Face down after that face off? We've got specialists for that. Orlin and Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle. So you can feel better, faster.
High school sports fans, Varsity Media is the exclusive live stream partner of Nassau County Championships. To live stream fall, winter, and spring championship events, head to varsitymediapass.com to order. Now accessible on smart TVs. Varsity Media is your home for the Nassau County Championships.
Back here at Farmingdale State College, Dylan Butler, Rob Anderson, our entire Varsity Media crew. Just about set for the start of this Nassau Class A final. Let's meet now the starters for Floral Park. The Knights operating out of a 4-5-1 formation. One slight change, and that's with McCarthy and Donovan switching positions there. But from the back to front, personnel-wise, it's the same. Amarati, Lally, Cherry, Bueno. In the midfield, Prune, Jawad, Conlin. Then you got Devine, McCarthy, and Donovan. And in goal for Floral Park, Oscar Dalton. Terrific player on the varsity since his 10th grade. You see his numbers, 53 saves, 10 clean sheets on the year.
Yeah, picking up where Sean Halleck left off, the All-County goalie from last year. But now Dalton in net, looking to bring this thing to the Long Island Championship game. And that's going to be played here at Farmingdale. So both of these goalies, first time here after being at Jericho, getting their feet wet to play another one.
Rob spoke to both coaches, of course, as we always do before the start of this one. Let's take a look at their keys to victory here this afternoon.
And we spoke about it a little bit for Lawrence. Play your game. Possess the ball. Make them chase. Contain their speed. Make sure you don't give up that long ball and cover in the back. And make sure that they're aware of that high-pressure Floral Park attack, especially Ned Devine. For Floral, simple enough. Take the opportunities, make the best of them. Stay disciplined in that defensive third of the field and try to set the tone early, especially against a team like Lawrence who could strike quickly and often. Floral Park wants to leave their mark early in the game.
Let's meet our head coaches for this one. There you see Gerard Legassi. What a job he's done. 2 years at the helm, 2 years in the final. Of course, coming in as after 18 years as an assistant at Lawrence, replacing the legend Pat Leary as the varsity head coach. Big shoes to fill, but Gerard has done a great job in doing that. And then trying to set a new culture over at Floral Park, another great young head coach as well, Takeel Rodney in his 5th season, former All-American out of Elmont, class of 2009. Both of these guys played Division I soccer. Akil, a standout at UVA in his day, and Gerard Lagasse playing for Hartwick. Our officials for today's game, in the middle, as he's walking towards the ball at the center of the park, it's Steve Pettitz. Your assistant referees, Dave Poley, Eric Smith, and your 4th official, Pete Sherman. Oh, excuse me, I think there was a switch, right, you were saying?
Yeah, we switched the game.
I got it. That's
Yep.
Tom Cully in the middle.
Cully.
Stephen Cope and Martin Target are your ARs, and Eric Smith is your 4th official. Those are the officials for the Lawrence semifinal game.
I got to tell you, Dylan, I spoke to both Akil and Gerard before the game, and Gerard came up to me and said, I hope this is tough for you as far as friends go. These are two guys, coach-wise, that I'm very good friends with. They played in the summer league together, very familiar with each other. They're friends. You know, this is two friends that are battling each other right now, and only one can come out the winner.
Some of these guys also play their club ball together. A few members of New York Hoda that went on and competed in Orlando in the national championships. But for the next 80 minutes, they will be intense competitors trying to win the county championship. Floral Park kicks off, and as we expected, quickly punting it up into the attacking third. Sun could be a factor in the early goings, especially for Oscar Dalton, who is shading his eyes from that setting sun. Of course, with the clocks moved back, we'll expect that sun to set a little bit earlier here tonight. Ball to the edge of the 18, cleared out to the midfield. Now Lawrence, they'll look to keep the ball on the ground and possess. Nice overlapping run. And I would think early on, Rob, a focus, and perhaps it was part of, as we have our first corner, perhaps it was a discussion piece for Lagasse, is get balls in the air and make it difficult for Dalton with that sun.
Yeah, 100%, and that's just as difficult on that defense. That Dylan, when you were watching, they ran in a perfect line together, but they might want to send some balls deep and try to take advantage of that sun defensively as well as the keeper.
That's Moran Flores. First game, or at least of the semifinals, it was his corner that got to Perez. That was his intended target. It was headed away. Still loose in the box. That's a shot attempt. That's blocked. Another attempt. No, offside flag is up.
Good job by the defender there, Michael Donovan, and then Brady Kroon to tag team getting that ball out of the way. But first, I guess, scoring opportunity, Lawrence.
There's a look at Oscar Dalton. He, too, with a clean sheet in the semifinals. 50-50 ball in the midfield, won by Lawrence. And that a foul against the Golden Tornadoes.
Free kick number 6, Sam Amirati.
Sam Amirati. Amirati's the one who played in the corner for Floral Park that led to the lone goal for the Knights in their semifinal win against previously unbeaten North Shore. There's McCarthy. The goal scorer on that night at Jericho High School, Michael Donovan. And some pressure, some token pressure a little bit there by Moran Flores. Over the top, offside flag is raised. Aiden Conlon behind the last defender.
Yeah, Conlon just got a little jump. He's another big part of the offense that we didn't necessarily introduce in the beginning. He'll be second in Nassau County in assists altogether, the leading assist scorer for this team, and been on this team for a while. Conlon, a great playmaker for Floral Park.
Free kick for the Tornadoes.
So ball just sent out of play. Throw in for the Knights.
Floral Park throw-in.
That's Diego Bueno. Senior just has impressed with his work ethic. Gonzalez pressured, goes centrally. Sevilla, his pass was picked off by Donovan. Floral Park trying to possess in the attacking third. Lawrence, now they look to spread the field to come this way. Headed at midfield. And it will be interesting in these opening moments. Will one of Akil Rodney's keys come to fruition? It's about setting the tone. Turnover.
Dylan, look at that. If you watch Floral Park's defense, I mean, it shows you how disciplined Coach Rodney has them. They move in a single unit, a pin straight line every single time.
Diego Bueno.
The communication that you have to make that happen is phenomenal. And the only one that jumps out of that a little bit is Cherry. He'll press back, though. But when they run as a unit. And it looks like we got a little head contact there.
Yeah, I think that was Devine who went down and has stayed down. Tom Cully sees that, stops the clock. And just as soon as the clock did stop, Devine was on his feet. Just needed a moment. You see him rubbing the back of his head. And you see Devine, one of the regular season leading scorers. We've been fortunate in these playoffs. We've seen three of the, actually Mihalakis, if you include that as well. We've seen, four of those guys on that list. And the Lawrence player down as well. It was incidental contact between the two. And that's what resulted in the stoppage.
One of those leading goal scorers there, A.J. Galino, we didn't get to see into the semis, but part of that playing edge team that Floral had to defeat to get here.
Speaking about getting here, let's show you those highlights and how these two teams got to Farmingdale State College. We go back to Jericho, and there we see Moran Flores. Look at this powerful header by Ben Perez at the back post, and that was all Lawrence would need. Miniola would have a flurry. On the other side, hit the post a couple of times, but it was Lawrence to prevail. Hey, what's this, another set piece? Amirati, how about that full volley? Donovan, ridiculous at the near post. A sensational finish, and that would be all Floral Park would need. You can see what it means to Akil Rodney, as well as Ned Devine. And that's all that separated these four semifinalists.
And when you saw Coach Rodney with that big hug, just to let you know, he did appreciate your reference over the Hogwarts with the scarf.
Of course he did.
He looked at me and went, Hogwarts, really? I said, Akil.
And you see Akil there, always working, always studying. Sometimes you get to these games and you don't have an opponent or you haven't seen an opponent in a couple of years. That was the case for Akil Rodney in the semifinals against North Shore. It didn't matter. He did his homework. He spoke to trusted sources who, in the coaching fraternity, got some film and got to work.
Yeah, his mentor, Pat Corvetti, over at Southside. And again, we said with Gerard Lagasse, it's Pat Leary. So some good mentors they both have.
Yeah, Pat Leary went on. We saw him last night as an assistant coach for Carl Place as the Frogs win another Class B championship. The winner of this one will take on either Kings Park or who's the other team that was there again?
Yeah, Kings Park today with that dominant 6-1 win.
And then the Suffolk A final yet to be played. LIC, though, will be here. Ball cleared out to midfield, and look at this. Here's Devine racing onto it, has one man, and a terrific defensive effort, but Devine's still on it. Samayoa battles and wins that battle. John Glenn, the other side of that. John Glenn against Kings Park. Winner of that one will come here to Farmingdale State College for the Long Island Championship.
And they're not playing until Tuesday, so a couple days rest and scouting for one of these two coaches. But how about those moves by Devine? Not only can he finish, but the old spinorama till finally they thwarted that effort.
That brings you back to your hockey fandom days, I know. You're a big Denny Savard fan.
That's my guy.
See, I watched your Q&A with Brian. I know what's up.
I only wore number 5 and 18. I made the Dennis Potvin reference, too, yesterday. My two Dennises I adored as a child.
Appreciate one. I could do without the other.
I know that.
Throw in for Floral Park along that far sideline. There's Amirati, the junior, a captain. Starts as a left back this year, was on the opposite side a year ago as a right back. Donovan trying to win possession. And now this is what Lawrence will do, right? Quick touches, but stepping in front and taking the ball away was Brady Kroon. Nice turn. Jeremy Cruz out to midfield. Floral Park return to sender.
These Knights loaded with a whole bunch of disruptors. You saw Connor McCarthy make a nice slide tackle there. Just making it difficult for Lawrence to move the ball up the field. There he is again.
.50-50 challenge. And now we might have a first card issued. And we will to Lawrence.
Yellow card assessed against the Tornadoes.
This in the 9th minute, another look. So free kick and a dangerous one now for Floral Park. Looks like a 4-man wall set up for Lawrence. And it's Ned Devine over the ball for Floral Park.
Direct kick for number 10, Ned Devine.
Devine wide. Side netting. The crowd started to roar. They saw the ripple of the netting, but it was the outside netting.
Kick for the Golden Tornadoes.
Saw a lot of eyes get wide there, Dylan Butler. Even from our vantage point, it looked like it might have gone in, but
yeah, Devine did not miss by much. Look at this battle in the midfield. And it will go to Lawrence.
so Dylan, that card to number 31, Billy Sequish. He came in as a substitution for Omar Sevilla.
Throw in Floral Park.
Floral Park throw along the far side. Amirati does so. Slide challenge off the scoreboard.
So Lawrence knew that this was going to be a sustained pressure by Floral Park, and I bet you they're turning it up a notch because they want to take advantage of that sun as well. Floral Park wants to keep that ball on the other side of the field and limit the opportunities for Lawrence. They've done that so far.
Penetrating pass into the 18, goes back. Rosales punts it out toward midfield. Perez trying to play it there. Goes to the center of the park. Now Lawrence. Ball sent down by Moran Flores. That's Mendoza. Mendoza just over the bar.
Tell you should look at that American flag. There's no breeze, but it might have moved on that kick. That was a blast. Just over the net. Dalton didn't budge because he knew the whole way it was going to be high, but my goodness.
Yeah, we've not had a lot of shots, Rob, but we've had some quality shots to this point. Look at the shot from distance.
Hit the wrong net.
Goal kick, Oscar
So Devine on one side and Mendoza on the other. Hitting bullets. Devine turns. Ball served. Perez gets his head on it. Now there's McCarthy. McCarthy. Angled. Amirati takes a settling touch, goes towards the end line, curls it in, cleared at the near post by Perez and out.
On that attack, Conlon had McCarthy breaking down the right, a little open, chose to force it down the middle, but they're keeping that pressure down there. If they could open this up, they're going to be even more of a handful for Lawrence.
Good step, but it'll be another throw for Amirati.
Another Emirati throw-in.
High soccer IQ for Amirati. There's Donovan. Donovan, the hero of the semifinals. Ball chipped in, no problem for Rosales. And I guess they must be doing something right over at Lawrence because Rosales has the sponsorship on the on the goalie kit. Well done, Gerard.
Yeah, they got the T-shirts pregame.
Yes.
Ready to roll.
I joke. I didn't see the crest, but I'm assuming it's a Manchester City.
Yeah, I think so.
Goalie kit there for Rosales. To this point, really, Lawrence hasn't been able to play. It has been Floral Park setting that tone in the early goings. Ball to the midfield. Nice interception by Moran Flores. You look how far deep he's got to drop just to get a touch. On the right side for Mendoza. Devine takes a touch. Now some numbers for the Knights. Good recovery defensively, though, by Lawrence. Ball stays in, though. And now it will go out for a throw.
Yeah, Floral Park doing a really nice job keeping their shape. And you can see kind of Lawrence just waiting for their opportunity. You know it could be a quick counter at any given moment.
That was Jackson Arriaga with the throw. And another throw for the Golden Tornadoes.
Another throw for Arriaga.
Arriaga, really dynamic player in those semis, Dylan. He was getting up and down the field. His motor never stopped. Here, being pushed back defensively a little bit, but once he gets involved, he's tough to handle.
Yeah, like a few of these guys, especially in the back, two-year starter, Arriaga, along with Perez and Joseph Gonzalez, all of those guys, starters on last year's county finalists. Like some late arriving fans, some of the Floral Park students have made their way here with painted chests.
And they're getting told to sit in the shade. I bet they're like, ah, man. The difference in the sun.
Here they go.
There they are. A Croon fan, a Cherry fan. Maybe members of the football team supporting the other football team.
They're pumping out their chest now. I'm not so sure come like the 70th minute how warm they're going to feel. Warm's probably not even the right word, just how cold they're going to feel, I guess I should say.
There's always like one, right, that just refuses. In the snow, you see them. And
listen, I'm a Newcastle fan. You always see those guys. You know, it's January in the northeast of England, and it's guys usually, too, that, you know, probably shouldn't be looking the part of taking their shirts off and waving them around their heads. Throw in for Floral Park. Headed clear by Perez. Now the ball in. Rosales. No problem. And just looks for Arriaga. Takes it off his head. Pressured by Devine. So Floral Park looking to press high and win the ball back. Croon sends it back in. Now a foot race. Perez turns, sends it up the sideline and out for a Floral Park throw.
Throw in Floral Park.
Ryan Kenny, see him number 11. He's checked in for Floral Park. Kenny, a senior, unable to play last year. Some family concerns. Came back this year, has been a big addition.
Throw in for the Knights, number 9.
Great motor, can shoot the ball as well. Charlie McCarron with the throw. Of the two teams, you would argue Floral Park will utilize their bench more. Dangerous foot. An advantage was played by Cully. And he realizes there was no advantage there, so he does call the foul.
a lot of the fans, they don't realize sometimes when that whistle's not blown right away, they're trying to help your team, not hurt them.
Ball just passed our on-field camera. I thought he would take a touch there. We criticized Kevin before, Kevin Catalano, for using his hands. He previously played American football at Massapequa, so not used to playing with his feet. Ball sent out to midfield. Croon the headed win. Hard challenge. And now here comes Lawrence with numbers. Perez, there's an overlapping run here by Gonzalez. He gets a touch, and he's dispossessed. Gonzalez tries to win it back. There's a battle on this near sideline. Look at Gonzalez slip through two defenders, sends it to the edge of the 6, and Dalton will let it roll out of bounds.
Floral Park threw everything but the kitchen sink at him, and he still got that ball out. Connor McCarthy coming from one end to the other to be, again, a disruptor in this game. And some impressive ball movement there by Lawrence.
Lawrence looks to possess. Ball sent over the top. Perez hesitated for a moment. He's chased down and sends it over the top and offside. Flag was raised as Pocasangre was ahead of that last defender.
Offside called against Lawrence.
There was a good look at Pocasangre, your prototypical number 10. Crafty, skillful, technical.
Free kick for the
As
Knights.
Amirati will look to put this one back into play. Midway point of this first half. Nassau Class A final. No score between the fourth-seeded Golden Tornadoes of Lawrence and the third-seeded Knights of Floral Park. Here comes Lawrence with some numbers again. Once again, Gonzalez makes that run. What a dispossession in the midfield. Ball over the top, the offside flag was raised. Full credit, though, goes to Ryan Kenny of Floral Park. A terrific interception.
Both sides called against the Knights.
Yeah, Kenny just stepping in out of nowhere. It was an aggressive tackle to start that offensive attack by Cherry. Got a little caught off guard. And then Kenny broke it all up.
Good touch. Mendoza to the end line. Off of Dalton. Still alive in the box. That shot rolled wide. Another look.
Yeah, that ball hopping and bopping about. It goes wide. What I'm impressed with there was that delayed run by Brandon Moran Flores. Everybody was going in. Moran just kind of delayed the run, got in there, and almost got ahead on it.
Flicked on header. Now foot race on the far side is headed first. And winning it. Well, not winning it yet. Good step in from the midfield. Now Dalton's got to recover.
Scooped up by Dalton.
Nice headed win at midfield. It's a battle for it. It'll be a Lawrence throw now.
That's a good way to try to penetrate. I'm watching this. Again, the Floral Park defense moves so well. They mark their men on the run. If Moran Flores can make those late runs, he can find space.
And there he was. Hard challenge, no foul. And it's the Dean of Officials in Nassau County, Tom Cully, in the middle. Good switch to the left. Taking it off the chest was Devine. Now he gets it to Kroon. Quick touch ahead, that was Conlon, and now the turn by Devine. Interception, at least stepping in there, was Jeremy Cruz. Run to the end line. Some miscommunication in the back, and this will be a corner for Floral Park. Rosales came off his line. I'm not sure if he communicated with the defender there, but it ends up being a corner for Floral Park.
Yeah, it looked like Samoa was going to let it roll through. They didn't decide if it was going to get picked up. No pressure, though. So just like you said, a straight-out miscommunication.
So in the semifinals, it was Amirati going back post where Donovan hit a sensational full volley. Let's see what Amirati has dialed up here.
On the throw in, Sam Amirati. Corner kick correction.
And Cully will just have a conversation in the box. Obviously, always a lot of jockeying for position. Some shirt pulling. A lot of things happen in the box as players get ready for a set piece. Here's Amirati. Lofts it to the edge of the 6. It was headed by Donovan. Downward header. But Gonzalez makes the save.
Yeah, Donovan looking to be a set-piece stud again, but couldn't find the space to the right or left of Rosales.
I like the decision to send the header down. A lot of times you see guys headed over the bar. You know, at least he kept it alive. But read well by Rosales. Trying to get behind. Samayoa steps in. We're seeing a bit of a tactical tweak, right? Where Samayoa is usually the defensive midfielder. And I think because of that early injury, now playing center back or he has been playing center back for Lawrence. Perez loses it in the box. That's McCarthy on it. McCarthy sends a cross in front through everybody. Gonzalez. Nice turn on the ball to create his own space. Dispossessed and no nonsense, just up the field with Lawrence under pressure.
Dylan, a lot of action out of the gate. Floral Park dominating possession so far, but the scoring opportunities have gone the other way by Lawrence. They're just kind of sporadic. And even though Floral Park's been bringing the pressure, not too many shots.
Yeah, they've got 2 to this point. Lawrence with 3. Battle for the ball down that far sideline. It's cleared. Out to midfield. Perez goes back to Rosales. Rosales, that was dangerous with McCarthy on him. And that's part of the danger in playing back to your keeper. That pass, Rob, has to be perfect. If you hit it too hard, you risk an own goal. If you hit it too softly, you risk what almost happened there with McCarthy coming in and nearly stealing it. Slide tackles flying in as the intensity is dialed up. Another back pass. Rosales.
Especially, and I mean this in the nicest way, with a maniac like McCarthy. I mean, there he was again. He is all over the place.
Off Divine's foot and out. A throw for Lawrence.
Scanning the field to see if there's 2 number 7s out there. He's everywhere. So you mentioned Tom Cully in the center, too. I don't know if the cat's out of the bag, but Nassau County inducting another Hall of Famer this year. And this month, Tom Cully into the Nassau County Soccer Hall of Fame.
So, I mean, you may actually be breaking news. I'm not sure.
I might have let the cat out of the bag early.
I like that you preface it by saying that you would do it, and then you went ahead and did it anyway.
Yeah, that's... my mom used to say the same thing as a child.
Like, you gave yourself an opportunity. In your brain, you walked through it, and then you went right through it.
Yeah, I went through it. It's like when I told my mom, what would you think if I got a tattoo? And she just looked at me, knowing it was already done.
Well, Mr. Tattoo himself, Rob Anderson, will talk to Al Freeman and Brian Donahue about the state of Nassau boys soccer. Maybe he'll break some more news during halftime. We're not sure. Dr. Craig Levitz as well will discuss injuries and prevention in soccer coming up at halftime, as well as some halftime stats and analysis. Foul against Floral Park in midfield. And even there, that's only, by our estimation, their 3rd foul. Lawrence just with 2 fouls. Both teams offside a couple of times. Lawrence with 3 shots to 2, and really only 1 save to this point for Rosales. There's Samayoa. Good step. And again, it's Ryan Kenny. He has impressed in this first half. Samayoa steps up to put it to midfield, and it's quickly sent over the top. Rosales has to chase it down. McCarthy this time checks his run. And it's nice and easy for Rosales, another 2-year starter. Super athletic. You can see doesn't have that size of a prototypical keeper, but he makes up for it with his cat-like reflexes. Here's Gonzalez. Really like what we've seen in this first half from Gonzalez. wins the throw-in. Highly technical.
For the Tornadoes, number
His head
4,
coach,
Joseph Gonzalez.
Gerard Lagasse, says one of the most dynamic players in Nassau County, Joseph Gonzalez. There he is on the ball.
10 minutes left.
Looking to combine. Good stuff here. There's going to be an advantage, but let's see if this comes back for a yellow card. That was a pretty major shirt pull. Into the box now. Cruz, left-footed. Now with his right. Dalton's got to come in at the near post and make a save. Ball over the top. Samayoa back up to midfield. Ball into space for Devine. This is where he's at his most dangerous, when he can attack the space. Good recognition defensively by Jackson Arriaga. We'll have a corner. And a lot of times when there's a stoppage, then the official kind of comes back and then doles out supplemental punishment. This time, Cully said no on that shirt pull.
Yeah, he definitely had the foul. You could tell he pointed at the location of the foul, but that continued pressure by Lawrence, and then obviously the best scoring opportunity they've had.
And this was the side at Jericho where Amirati served the back post for Donovan. Here he goes. Flicked on, cleared off the line by Samayoa. Another corner for Floral Park.
Natalia safe for Samayoa there. That was something.
And he had a sliding clearance as he take another look real quick.
On the field for the Knights.
Cherry gets up with that header, and Samayoa saving the day. Rosales looked to be in the vicinity, so who knows, but
yeah, Samayoa in that first half, there was a flurry of shots by Miniola in the semifinal, one off the post. He had the last sliding effort to block it in front of the goal. Another one in front. Rosales, I think he did get a touch as he punched it out, but it's still alive. Offside flag is raised as stepping in behind that last defender was Brady Kroon.
Looked like Michael Cherry was the target on that one and just couldn't get it through to him, and he scampers back to the defensive line now, but he's up there every single time, Dylan, on those corner kicks. Big body and size.
33rd minute, no score in this Nassau Class A final. Gonzalez unable to get that kick by Samayoa. Throw in for Floral Park.
Throw in for the Knights, number 3, Diego Bueno.
McCarthy gets central with his left foot, goes to the opposite sideline and then off the head and out.
Yeah, tough touch there by Devine. You know, he wanted to bring that thing down, hit the crown of the head and rolled out, but a really good look there, crossing it, sending it out to the outside.
And if Lawrence thought they would have an advantage with that sun, that advantage is over now. Good interception in midfield. And now they'll look to play. Overlapping run on this near sideline by Bueno. Samayoa stepped up in front of him. Gonzalez played it off of Bueno. And actually Bueno won it back. So it's a throw for Floral Park. That was a fun battle.
Great overlap also. What happened there was McCarthy kind of pulling traffic to the middle. That's normally the real estate he occupies, but instead, the overlap by Bueno.
For the Knights.
Bueno gets the return pass. Tries to take a step. Intercepted by Gonzalez. Gonzalez dances through. Gets the return ball. Up the sideline. Looking for Mendoza. Gonzalez. He tried to turn and realized he ran into a Mack truck. McCarthy to the semicircle, far sideline now. Floral Park trying to use the width of this very wide field. McCarthy, the intended target on that cross, cleared out to midfield. Foot race for it. Lawrence fans wanted a foul call, none given. Dalton to Bueno. Went off of Cruz. McCarthy now. Nice combinations played. Samayoa's got to track that down. He does a good job of that. It will go out for a Lawrence throw. Seeing both teams combine and play technical right now.
Coach Rodney said we could play with him. You know, don't just call it a battle of two different styles. We've got the style down. Maybe took it as a little of an insult. But, yeah, they're showing the technical. And, Dylan, you pointed it out. They're really keeping this field wide now. They're not forcing anything up the middle.
Good interception. And now Lawrence will look try to do the same thing. A couple passes. Let's come to this sideline as there's now an injured Lawrence player on the turf. They're already down a center back. And this is a cardable offense, 36th minute. And into the book goes Ryan Kenny.
That card assessed against the Knights.
It's Kevin Mendoza who went down on the play. Kenny off the field, and Charlie McCarron entering, the junior, getting his first look in the game.
McCarron, a guy who's got a great goal in his locker, that is for sure. Also has that long throw ability. So Samayoa puts it back in. In the box, great save by Dalton. First time he was truly tested. Terrific save.
And how quickly did Kevin Mendoza feel better after that foul? He got down there quickly and unloaded one on the foot, settles it down past Cherry, gets that shot off, but Dalton, two hands, punches it out to his left.
Goal kick.
Goal kick for the Knights, number
Dalton
one,
wasn't
Oscar
tested
Dalton.
often in the semifinal. But showing what he can do with his 55th save of the year. Conlon. They push it out wide. Back central. That's a shot from distance, and Rosales denies Devine. Both goalkeepers, Rob, showing their prowess. Bueno goes centrally. Now from the right sideline to the left. There's Conlon chasing after it.
2 minutes left in the first half.
And he was out of bounds, or he took a touch out of bounds, as it'll be a throw-in for Lawrence, but we'll see Floral Park here press high, try to win the ball over, or win the ball back high up the field. Throw-in for Lawrence.
Jackson Arriaga with the throw.
We've seen some near misses for both of these teams in the first half.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Farmingdale State College athletic teams are showing
Maybe a chance here for Cruz. Oh, checking his run.
inside
Is that Mendoza?
in front of the gymnasium.
Yeah, it was Mendoza, and then Cherry scooped it up and turned it out.
Once again, the Farmingdale State College
He's
athletic
getting
teams
some
are
looks
shown
now,
the
creating a
first
little more
inside-
space for
inside
himself.
the gymnasium, you can enter the building.
Let's
to
see
the
that other
left of the
tactical
bleachers.
tweak a little bit here as Moran Flores playing deeper in the midfield as well. So it looks like he's playing more of the number 10 role. And Mendoza more of your center forward now. Inside the final minute of this first half, the offside flag on the far side was raised. So Floral Park may have the final chance here of this first half.
Free kick.
Cruz turns on Bueno. Help is coming. Bueno got a touch. Cruz maintains possession. A little 1-2 with Mendoza. Cleared out to the sideline, but there will not be time here to get anything off this throw.
At the end of the first half, the score is nil.
So it was entertaining this first half, but ultimately scoreless between Floral Park and Lawrence. The Nassau Class A final. It's all right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Thank you for watching Varsity Media, the leaders in New York high school sports coverage.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, so you're here watching the Varsity Media halftime report throughout the playoffs. I'm joined by state representative, the big man, and the color analyst, Al Freeman, and also by Mr. Instagram, the Instagram man, and head coach at Oyster Bay, Brian Donahue. Al, let's start out with you. The playoffs, an exciting time of year. What's Nassau bringing?
NASA's bringing a very competitive set of classification playoffs, Brian and Rob. It's incredible. We've already started, and we've had some upsets in AAA. And today there's going to be some single A games, and I wouldn't bet against anybody winning each individual game today because it's that competitive.
Again, I'm going to piggyback on what Al said. You know, not only have we had an incredibly tight and awesome playoff games, right? We had a couple of OT games already. We've had a PK shootout already, but that is coming off the heels of a very competitive regular season. Out of our 7 conferences, only one of them, which is the AAAs, came down to crowning champions on the last day of the season. And even in the AAAs, this was a conference that was battling out for the number 2 and the number 3 seed on the last day of the season. So, you know, we've gotten Nassau soccer to a point where literally every single one of our leagues is very, very competitive. And there are some top-notch, high-level competitors sitting in these conferences. So as we go through, you know, we look at guys like Miles Watson in Garden City with 24 regular season goals. You know, he's a guy who can dominate a game. And for those of the guys out there who watch my Sunday night podcasts, I've been saying all along, a team like Glen Cove, you can't sleep on someone like Henry Hernandez. And when we saw him play his game last time, he scored 4 goals in a playoff game to push Glen Cove through. And then someone like AJ Galino for Plainage down in the A's, you know, he's seemingly been a Newsday top 100 player for the last 4 years. You know, I'm looking for someone like him to now go and dominate in a playoff game and now try and push that Plainage through. And then if you look at the Bees, you know, you have Carl Place with their 2-headed monster of Leary and Jason Pereira in the midfield. Both of them were all-state players. And, you know, we still haven't figured out a time when a team brought back 2 all-state players. And Ryan Leary has the possibility of being a 3-time all-state player.
And the best thing about having you, Brian, is that the Instagram has put out a great product, getting Nassau County soccer to all the athletes. Varsity Media also this year doing a huge job with 12 games, 18 different teams, and then the generosity of Orlin and Cohen to make these playoffs free for all the parents and athletes in Nassau County. It's an amazing opportunity, and both of you have been a part of it as far as broadcasters. Just maybe a little quick, Al, your broadcasting experience, any highlights from the games you got to work with?
Well, first of all, I think it starts with the tremendous legwork that's done by both Dylan and John in getting information from the two teams and getting the coaches to open up. The information that they brought in really enhanced the broadcast and made the players and the coaches come alive to the audience.
I like seeing the other side of it, and it's a lot harder than it looks. For everyone out there who wants to think about getting into this side, it's so much harder than it looks. And for me, I think it's starting to make me a better coach. I get to see a lot more teams than just my team and the few teams in Conference B. Going to see all these teams on these other fields and trying to break down their games from now a color analyst perspective. It's putting the whole perspective of coaching in a different light.
For your coverage of the states and the playoffs in general, tell everybody about what they're going to get on Instagram, where they find you, and how they can get in touch.
So you can go to Nassau Soccer on Instagram, and, I'm going to be at all of the games going forward, as many as I can. I can't take half days from work as much as I would love to. We have games, kicking off at 2:00 in these quarterfinals, semifinal games. I will be at every semifinal and final game going forward. I'll be at every Long Island Championship game going forward. And every one of Nassau County teams that go forward from the Long Island Championship, I'll be going up to the state games. I'll be up there. Send me clips, send me information about your players. And, all we care about on the Nassau Soccer Instagram page is promoting our teams and our players. And it's all about positivity in that community that we're creating there.
And nobody does it better, Bryce. So Nassau County's got a ton of great people working behind the scenes. Al Freeman, one of them. Thanks, Al, Brian. Awesome stuff, folks. You're watching All the Playoffs, sponsored by Orlin and Cohen for free here on the Varsity Media Network. Get ready for the second half and enjoy some playoff soccer.
Hi, I'm Dr. Craig Levitz. I'm the Chief of Sports Medicine at Northwell Health, as well as the Chief of Sports Medicine at Orlin and Cohen Orthopedics. Here to talk to you today a little bit about injuries we see in boys soccer players. With the playoffs coming up, we're always at increased risk of injury, particularly with the weather turning. And obviously the most common injury we worry about and see in soccer athletes is ACL injuries. Most other injuries are minor and treated easily with rehab and anti-inflammatories, and people don't miss a lot of time, but soccer is well known for the dreaded ACL injury. And we thought we'd spend some time today talking about early warning signs for that, prevention, things that can suggest this just needs Motrin, ice, and you can play the next day, versus signs and symptoms to get to a doctor as soon as possible. The most common sign or symptom of an ACL injury is a pop while you're playing. Now, these pops come in all makes and varieties. Some people feel a minor pop and are able to keep running, even finish parts of a game. Other people go down on the field and it's a significant injury. And then a lot of people are somewhere in between. But when a knee pops, 90% of the time it is the ACL that tears. The ACL actually just explodes, it doesn't tear. And the popping is you're hearing it exploding. In the absence of a pop, or even if you hear a pop and you think you're okay, there can be a whole host of other alternatives that it is. And it's really whether that pop occurs and how you're feeling the next day. The curveball being that even with an ACL injury, you can feel fine the next day and still tear your ACL, because the pain is from the bleeding, and you can tear it and not have much bleeding because they come in all makes and varieties of severe tears and minor tears. Generally, if there's not a lot of swelling in your knee looks like your other knee, you can run without pain, you're probably okay, and working with the trainer and taking some anti-inflammatories is fine. On the other hand, if you're having increased pain or swelling when running, that swelling is often blood, and that would be highly suggestive of an injury, and that's where you should highly consider seeking an orthopedic's attention as soon as possible. When I grew up, you had to rely on the orthopedic surgeon's hands. Now, in all of our facilities, we have an MRI readily available. Our firm belief is treating high school athletes like professional athletes. It's very rare you see someone come off the professional soccer field or football field with an injury and they haven't had an MRI the next day. It's already reported in the paper before, right after they have had their injury. We treat high school and college athletes the same way. If they get hurt, We want to be able to send them back onto the field safely and quickly. The high school season is short, it's 8 weeks. It's very easy for a doctor to say, sit out 4 weeks while we see if this is anything significant. But we would rather do an MRI right away and know exactly what is going on. So if it's not dangerous, we can get athletes back onto the field as soon as possible. Unfortunately, some people do have the dreaded ACL injury, and the only treatment for that is surgery. However, with newer techniques, people are getting back quicker and earlier, and it's no longer the career-ending injury that it was when I was a child. But now, I would say 99% of our athletes are back on the field within several months playing and participating as good as they ever were. So to sum up, in the future, if you hurt your knee, A, listen for the pop. That's a sign to see the doctor right away. B, if you're able to run and there's not much swelling and everything's fine and anti-inflammatories make it better, you're probably okay. But if there's any question at all, it's very easy to get a quick MRI and know things are good and get back out there.
Back here, pitch side. That's a great vantage point, right? Here at Farmingdale State College, you can see on the opposite side, seconds winding down here of halftime. It's the Nassau Class A final, and it's 0-0 between Lawrence and Floral Park. Dylan Butler, Rob Anderson, our entire varsity media crew. Rob, let's take a look at some of the first half stats.
Yeah, you can see the big one, the goose eggs up on the screen. 4 shots for Floral, 5 for Lawrence, basically even though time of possession seemed in favor of Floral. 2 saves for either keeper. Corner kicks 3-1. Floral Park haven't been able to convert yet. 4-2 on the fouls. A yellow card assessed to both sides and 3 offsides on both. And I'd say that's a testament more to how these defenses are playing than a skittish and jumpy offense.
All right, so you're in that huddle for Floral Park. You're in the huddle for Lawrence. What were the messages you think at halftime?
Coach Rodney has got to be very pleased with his team's positioning. Maybe start taking advantage of the outside and getting some more shots off. I'm sure he's going to want to start seeing just numbers, accumulation, test the keeper. For Coach Lagasse, you played your game. They had the possession. Now it's time for us to control the possession and the time of. Bring it up. Don't look for long plays. Keep building the way that you build and try to set up some speed, especially with Mr. Mendoza, who seems to be getting open now that he's moved up.
Again, Lawrence chasing their first ever county title. There's one for Floral Park. That came back in 2015. Floral Park beat Jericho 3-2. How about Jonathan Ferroni that day? 3-headed goals. They went on to the LIC, lost to a terrific juggernaut program that was Amityville. That is still Amityville.
That is still Amityville. They're out, but still a juggernaut.
Yes. Ball at midfield. Moran Flores. Saw him drop deeper into the midfield in the first half. Samayoa slide back
11,
essentially
Arriaga.
to defense from his number 6 position. Arriaga, the throw from the near sideline. Looks to combine with Mendoza. Gets it right back. Takes a step on the ball. And now this is why you play those short-sided games at training. Good ball, Moran Flores. Took a deflection. Corner for Lawrence.
I wouldn't be surprised part of the mentality of moving Mendoza up a little bit is to match up with the speed of Cherry back there. He's quick. Moran can score from anywhere, sees the field well. The workhorse, Mendoza.
Arriaga checks to the corner flag. Just, I think, to keep the Floral Park defense guessing. Edge of the 18, not there. Good step into the box. Offside flag was raised. 4th time this afternoon, Lawrence was offside. Now numbers the other way. It's Donovan. The cross, and there's the finish! Divine! Right at the doorstep, and Floral Park takes the 1-0 lead.
And what a beautiful play it is. Taking that ball to the outside, like we said. And then the cross in the middle. Looks like it got touched up a little bit there. Perez giving chase. Maybe got a foot on it. But Devine just had a redirect. Nothing pretty. Just a redirect as Rosales caught sliding. And 1-0. The Knights are on their horse. And the faithful happy their shirts are still off now. They just warmed up.
43rd minute. Ned Devine with the goal, his 19th of the season.
Tally that assist for Donovan, the goal scorer in the last round.
Now Lawrence was to get one back. Arriaga to Mendoza at the near sideline, gets central. Samayoa takes a touch. Sends the ball long down that left sideline. Cut back. And where do we have the throw? It'll be Floral Park's throw.
So Dylan, is it too early to say a sense of urgency for Lawrence, or do you feel like the way the game's been going, there's always a sense of urgency?
Yeah, no, I don't think. I mean, you're certainly not doing anything out of the norm just to get that goal back yet. But I think for Floral Park, right, we've seen how many times we see this in soccer, right? For Floral Park, they've got to be more in tune defensively right now, because it's right after a goal, you see teams just go and attack and try to get it right back. Here's Mendoza called for the foul, and he's got to be careful there. He might be fortunate because Tom Cully was in a conversation with Gerard Lagasse, didn't see the ball kicked out in frustration. And there's a conversation Cully having. You love to see that too, right? Like, if you don't have to give out a card, you don't want to give out a card.
I know you guys make fun of me for saying nice things about the refs all the time, but Cully, the best communicator there is in the game, without a doubt.
Moran Flores fouled right at that FSC. I think he was fouled at the S in that FSC. So Samayoa will set up this free kick. Drives it into the box. The attempted headed clearance. And Floral Park won all 3 of those balls. And they win the throw-in as well.
Nice heads-up play there to kick it off the White Sox and get the throw in their direction.
This was the scoreline in both of the semifinals. 1-0. So we'll see if we do have, in fact, another goal here. Good idea. The attempt was trying to get Devine into space. The ball intercepted. Mendoza tries to play a 1-2. Safe clearance by Cherry. And now here is Devine, your goal scorer, coming back. Arriaga. Donovan behind. Offside flag not up. Donovan back to Devine. And Arriaga takes a touch, tries to clear, blocked by Devine. He is a man on a mission right now.
Donovan might have even slowed up that play, looking to see if there was an offside. He turned his head and slowed down just a little bit.
Mendoza wins the throw.
For number 11, Jackson Arriaga.
And it will be Arriaga to do so. Mendoza and Cherry battle for it. A miss hit, but it still goes out to midfield for Floral Park. And now a ball over the top for Donovan. He's onside. Donovan! A goal in the semifinals and a goal in the finals. Michael Donovan, 2-0, Floral Park.
And talk about a knight on his horse. This time he didn't look left or right. He knew he was onside. And just again, nothing pretty. A touch past Rosales, throwing out the leg, but cannot get a piece of the ball. And 2-0 Floral Park.
Did you see behind the play? If we have a chance to show it again, look at Devine. He knew it right away. As soon as it was played over the top, he was ready to celebrate. He knew Donovan's ability. Watch this again. Watch 10 behind the play. He's already celebrating. He knew.
Yeah, he was in full flight over there. You got to love it. And these Knights asserting themselves, and that goal, massive. This early in the second half. 2 strikes in under 7 minutes.
How about Michael Donovan in these playoffs? His 7th goal of the season. Talk about quality over quantity. It's a goal in both the semifinals and the finals.
Getting that assist.
He did get an assist as well. Looking to be the man of the match at this point. Michael Donovan spent the summer training at center back, and then he played right back and right midfield, then an 8, then a sit, then a 9. Akil Rodney says he's a guy who just fills any gap, willing to play a bunch of positions at a high level, a 2-year captain, a 3-year starter. Calls Donovan the most selfless player and the hardest worker who never wants any credit. I'm sorry, Michael, you're getting credit now. A goal and an assist in the county final. And if he doesn't like credit, perhaps don't pick up Newsday tomorrow, because right now Donovan is going to be splashed all over. Lawrence, a chance on a counter. Deflected shot. It goes outside for a corner. Lawrence not ready to concede this one yet.
No.
Battle.
Sorry, relentless there. And it's something like that, a tip, Dylan, that could be a difference for Dalton. Read it and watched it right out of bounds. Sets up the corner.
Number 10, Brandon Flores.
Moran Flores. Looking for Perez, headed clear. Floral Park has done an outstanding job locating Ben Perez in the box. And, yeah, clearly offside there. Was Lawrence.
Dalton was asking for a yellow card there because of the finish after the offside whistle. But I think referee Tom Cully saying, hey, there was a lot of celebration that you guys got away with after those goals, so let's just call it even right now.
Called against Lawrence, free kick.
So Ned Devine in the 43rd minute, Michael Donovan in the 47th minute. 2-0 the lead for Floral Park. An injured Lawrence player in midfield. Cully just checking on the player first, and he will now stop the clock. Injuries have unfortunately been an issue here today. That's Corvin Pocasangre down on the turf. And while he is attended to, a reminder, match number 2, it's the AAA championship. The 3rd-seeded Syosset side taking on top-seeded Plainview Old Bethpage JFK. Plainview JFK, the top seed in their 3rd consecutive final for Syosset. First trip there since losing to Uniondale on PKs. Both teams, if this is a difference in style, this one, that one mirror images. Both really good in the back, both highly technical. Should be a lot of fun here in the nightcap.
Yeah, we've been crowning Nassau County champions all weekend. Garden City Trojans, and then the Call Place Frogs last night. We've got a battle on the field right now between these two, and then one more left.
Now Lagasse has got to make another move. Pocasangre has been your number 9, but we've seen Moran Flores step into that. Excuse me, your number 10. Moran Flores has stepped in to that role in the first half. Coming into the match for Lawrence, Jackson Moat, the outside back, number 14. It'll be a drop ball off the injury restart, and we'll see Samayoa just play it back to Floral Park. Or keep possession. I guess it was Lawrence possession when the injury occurred. Here's Mendoza. Plays a 1-2. Moran Flores turns both ways. Nothing doing there. Good step up. Lawrence. They need a goal to get back in this one. They'll need to win it back, though, right now. It's a throw-in for Floral Park.
I guess the good thing about Floral Park coming in hot is that there are 30 minutes left to even up the tallies.
Throw in for Floral Park, number 6, Sam Amirati.
A year ago, and Akil, I'll get back to that in a second. Akil Flores is such a, Akil Rodney's such a student of the game. Went back, watched the film, and assessed to his team and said, listen, my assessment of this one is that they wanted it more than us, Lawrence, in that semifinal a year ago. So if you have that opportunity to be back on the field, and they were in the semifinals against North Shore, they outworked North Shore. They're winning a lot of these first and second balls here this afternoon as well. Samayoa in midfield. And there is the man of the hour, Donovan. Plays it to himself. You see the speed by Donovan. Good physicality by Samayoa. Donovan comes back at him. And this one cleared upfield. You asked me before about maybe any changes for Lawrence. If anything, it looks like they're being a little bit more direct to get out of their back line, especially with the pressure that Floral Park is putting on their defenders. Samayoa up to midfield. Headed but not clear. And there's Moet. Dances on the ball. Deflection, edge of the 18. Cherry won that battle. Arriaga goes back the other way. That's Ben Perez. He was your hero in the semifinals for Lawrence to get them back their second ever and second consecutive county final. Samayoa at midfield. Good ball from behind, and the offside flag is raised again. So the ball goes in, the crowd goes wild, but the offside flag was up. And that's the other part of it too, I think. I think it's the attack line maybe just pressing a little bit, right? Like not checking their runs.
Yeah, you took the words out of my mouth, Dylan. And they run such a structured defense that if you do get that little jump, you're going to get called.
Moet tries to play to feet, intercepted. Good interception the other way as well. Behind the defense, a much-needed clearance by Declan Lally. Another corner for Lawrence. Another chance, perhaps, to find the head of Ben Perez.
The Golden Tornadoes, number 10, Brandon Flores.
Moran Flores to take. Back post. Does find Perez. Batted down, still loose. And that was one where in the semifinals, Rob, we saw Perez attacking the header, driving his head into it. That one, it was behind him, so he had to lunge backwards at it. So didn't get that full service that he would hoped.
There was a swarm of black uniforms in there. I don't know who got that header after the initial save, but a heck of a job there by the Floral Park defense.
Dalton collects. Floral Park, the 2-0 lead in this, the Nassau Class A final. Hard challenge, Jackson Arriaga. Cully stops the clock, and it looks like Arriaga will go into his book.
Yeah, he got, it was Ryan Kenny who got the card last time, so a little touche there. Number 11 on number 11. When you click heels like that, I mean, we heard it from here. It's not just a visual card, it's an audio. Pretty easy call there for referee Cully.
It's the 54th minute. Yaxon Arriaga with the yellow. Free kick for Floral Park. And the guy to do so, as he does for every corner as well, it's Sam Amirati. He's got numbers in the box. Amirati curls it towards Rosales. It has to punch it out. That was a nice angled run towards him.
There's Aiden Conlon on that run there, pressuring the keeper.
Yeah, good job. Bouncing ball. Lally heads it back. Lally, a first-year player here at Floral Park, but no stranger to this junior class. Really close friends with a lot of them, which made the transition from Archbishop Molloy in Queens to Floral Park a lot easier.
Throw-in, number 8, Alex Samayoa.
Samayoa, the throw-in. Cherry, the Lawrence fans wanted a foul, none given. Ooh, an interception, now a chance here. It's 2v2 with a trailing defender. And then just falling down, not looking for the foul, but just falling there was McCarron. Another ball over the top. Another battle for it. Perez wins it. Perez! What a save by Dalton! Mark that one down in the 56th minute. Lawrence has probed and penetrated. They've been offside numerous times. That time Perez was not. But Dalton with the denial.
Floral Park pulls this out, and Oscar Dalton's got 2 monster saves.
On this foul, let's take another look at this opportunity here for Lawrence.
And you can see that ball in. And a good shield, but the ball trickles through. The shot and that right knee comes out. A massive save in a massive moment. And unfortunately, Charlie McCarron now down for Floral Park.
There it is again. Look at this. He even has a settling touch. Try to get it inside the far post. Did Perez. But Dalton comes up huge.
Free kick for Lawrence. Substitution on the field for Floral Park.
So McCarron's going to remain in the game, and the foul is initially called on him. And the restart Lawrence.
You mentioned that huge goal, right? The second one for Floral Park. If Lawrence could pull one back here, it is game on.
Substitution on the field.
It's like Arriaga back in after exiting on that
Tornadoes.
yellow.
And this Lawrence throw-in by number 8, Alex Samayoa.
Samayoa to throw. Sends it into the box, chested there. Towards the far post, Moran Flores trying to settle, still loose. And not able to get it on frame, or at least back in the mix. And we'll have a goal kick for Dalton.
So right now McCarron kind of the lone knight up top, while the rest of the team thinking a little more defensive minded at the moment. And with the kind of pressure Lawrence is bringing, they're going to have to make sure that they stay tight on that defense, keep that back line solid.
Samayoa called for the push in the back.
Got to find a little bit more of that possession that they've had throughout the entire game. Right now it looks like they're holding on instead of building attacks up the field.
Michael Donovan set up Ned Devine for Floral Park's first goal.
Number 3, Diego Bueno.
And then Donovan scored the second. Rosales off his line. The second there to it. Now it goes to the far corner flag. He was late and McCarron got to it first. Now a chance perhaps to open up the field. It takes a deflection. Donovan wins it back. That's McCarthy with his left foot. Well wide.
Goal kick Rosales.
Gabe Rosales.
Substitution on the field for Floral Park.
Floral Park runs some new numbers in. Here's Perez, boots it out to midfield, chested down there. Now a chance coming the other way. Dancing into the box. No foul. Cully says stand up. He watched it all the way as Ryan Kenny went to the turf in the box.
Throw-in number 6.
And Cully had a great vantage point of it, certainly. It results in a throw-in for Floral Park. Amirati. Chested down, gets the ball right back. Pinballs off his head. Still feeling the effects of that. Back post, alive in the box. Now a foot race to it, and it's sent up the field by Lawrence. Back in. Rosales steps in front of the Floral Park attacker and rolls it out to Arriaga. Look at the chase, though, by Donovan. It's that work against the ball, about as impressive as what he's able to do with it on his foot.
Yeah, you said it. A big press on the goalkeeper, putting pressure and then forcing that ball out of bounds, and he was stoked. Yeah, take a look at this. There's that ball flying, and look at the flex. I made that happen.
Not flinching was our on-field camera operator, Kevin Catalanato.
So those football instincts he's got.
Yeah.
Jackson Arriaga with the throw.
Midway point here of this second half. Samayoa. Intercepted. Good step up. And now it's a foot race. Donovan definitely called for the push in the back. Stepping into the passing lane a moment ago was Kroon. Up the field. And Cherry, the clearance. Actually still in. Hugged that sideline. And then Arriaga called for the foul.
And Donovan chirping a little bit as he got up. And he's going to get spoken to. And Arriaga is going to get spoken to.
Now remember, Arriaga already on a yellow. And that was back in the 54th minute. So that's probably a good part of that conversation with Cully. Like, you're already on a yellow. We don't want you to leave this game. You got to keep your head here.
That's 100% what that was. And we've seen that consistent throughout this playoff.
I can read lips, by the way. I don't know if you knew that.
You're going to be on John Boy?
Amirati, what a nice service. Cleared at the edge of the 6 by Perez. Rinse and repeat now for Floral Park, but first a substitution.
On the field for Floral Park.
Yeah, those yellow cards sit heavy in the pocket of the official once they're out, and they've done a really good job in the playoff warning before the second warning.
That's a nice vantage point with the boys from Plainview JFK getting ready. That's Syosset.
Syosset, yep.
Syosset guys.
Looked like they were in their Floral Park Reds, but then you remember.
So it's not time yet, right, for Lawrence to press, but they need to be more clinical now. Like opportunities when they arise, you've got to put him on frame. You've got to test Dalton more. Nice turn at midfield. Fancy footwork along that far sideline. That was Gonzalez again. Stepping up, Gonzalez still fighting through. Perez to Samayoa, takes a touch off his foot, and now a long clearance down the field. Settling it there was Connor McCarthy. McCarthy's got a runner in the box. It's Donovan. Donovan tracks it down, plays it backward. Nice ball in the box. Another great touch. Maybe one too many passes for Floral Park in the box. Samayoa with a shove. Advantage played. Amarade switches the field.
Floral Park stepping up their technical game, and Lawrence looking to get a little frustrated with that. A little pushing and shoving that they've been getting away with because of that possession. But Floral doing a good job holding on to the ball as the seconds tick away here at Farmingdale State College.
Yeah, both goals coming in the early portions of the second half. And Donovan, who's chasing after this ball now, playing a starring role. An assist on Ned Devine's first, and then the insurance marker at this point.
Brady Kroon turning away from that as Declan Lally cleared.
Samayoa at midfield. Surveys his options. Urged on by the Lawrence faithful. Goes across the field. It's a good cross. Mendoza got away with a push. It appeared in the box. Ball deflects around. Winning it. And then a clearance up the sideline. Not out, though, because it goes off of Samayoa. Big, strong, hulking defensive midfielder. Samayoa, dangerous ball in front. It's loose. Shot over the bar! It was there on the doorstep, and again, it was Cruz.
My goodness, and opportunities there. Samayoa gets the ball in. Cruz bounces off and gets it underneath the ball. Flies over the net, and then Oscar Dalton doing a good job helping his opponent up after the fall. But my goodness, they are starting to bring the numbers in. The more physical team right now, Dylan, which, you know, it's kind of like they switched identities on what we thought prior. But they are bulldozing their way now to the net to try to get something going. It's not a 1-goal lead, it's a 2-goal lead. So they need to get that energy flowing and put as much pressure as they can on Dalton.
On this injury timeout, let's take a look back at that last opportunity again for Lawrence. And it just came moments after we said, right, you've got to be clinical with your chances. Nice stuff here. Samayoa sends it in. There's a touch. Cruz fights his way through, tries the toe poke. Good job by Dalton to come off his line to challenge low, which kind of forced that shot high. Another drop ball, and Samayoa sends it long. Cruz can't keep possession. Slide tackle to keep it in. Gonzalez leaving it all out on the field. What a terrific left back he is. Ball sent high in the air. Mendoza trying to track it down. Cruz in that far corner flag. We'll watch it go out for a throw. Samayoa will do so. Headed down, not out. Samayoa gets it back, puts it on the turf. Cleared away. Second clearance. Shouts for a handball, none given. Excuse me, for a foul in the box, none given. Devine. Oh, same team. Moat. Mendoza wins the first challenge. Cherry got him on the second. And the ball just sent long. Mendoza. Moran Flores. And this will be another offside flag raised against Lawrence.
And you said it, Dylan. This is where discipline is going to be a very important part of Lawrence's attack. They can't jump offside. They've got to start keeping the hands down. Referee Cully letting them get away with a little pushing and shoving out there. But discipline is going to be a big part of this. You don't want to see your team emotionally unravel as you're trying to get that goal back to climb back in and make this a game.
Free kick number 1, Oscar Dalton.
And you mentioned moments ago, it's a 2-goal lead. Think about the chances that Lawrence had, right? 2 golden ones. If you convert on both or either, it's a different looking scoreline right now. Here's Samayoa from midfield. It's the return pass. Gonzalez. His pocket picked. And there goes McCarron to the corner flag. McCarron tries to stop it there. It'll be a goal kick, though, for Rosales. Again, this is a rematch of last year's semifinals. Floral Park, at the time, they were the 1 seed. Lawrence, they were the 5 seed. And it was Lawrence that pulled off the upset. And we said back at Jericho High School, when the semifinals started during the week, no one would say it would be an upset this year the way Lawrence has played, and it was true of any of these 4 seeds who would lift the trophy at the end of this.
Throw in Arriaga.
It has been that close in Class A this year. Arriaga loses it on this near sideline.
Yeah, probably the most difficult for the seating committee to put together. Anybody could have been a 1.
Throw in for the Knights.
And here we have the 3 and the 4,
Michael
but
Donovan.
not reflective of the play all around.
Perez sending it high into this November night, and it goes out for a throw. Good save there by James Escher, longtime photographer there for Newsday.
Throwing for the Knights once again, Michael Donovan.
Donovan to throw. There he is. Always shooting, right? Always be shooting. That's James Escher's motto. One of the nicest in the biz as well. Moran Flores attacks the space. Mendoza is taken away. At times, it feels like there's 20 black jerseys out on the field. At least if you're a Lawrence supporter. Perez steps up into the play. Battles for that 50-50. And the Knights come away. And this is where you do have to take some chances, right, for Lawrence. They've pushed their numbers up. Perez scampers back. And what do we have? The foul there against Floral Park.
We are under 10 minutes of play. Those 2 goals feel like they were an hour ago. It's been a battle since, and now Lawrence bringing the pressure. But the time not in their favor at the moment.
Devine, good 1-2. McCarron, slide tackle. And Cully pointing to the ball, saying, you won the ball on that one. Now a foot race the other way. Mendoza tries to split defenders. Cherry comes back. Cherry still in. Mendoza lunges at it. Moat goes central. Samayoa, it's blocked. Tracked down on that near corner flag. Gonzalez goes backward. Samayoa in the box. Headed! just wide of the mark. Another golden opportunity for the Golden Tornadoes.
Let's tip our hat to Mendoza for keeping that ball in. Dalton didn't come out of the net, stayed on the line, and Mendoza doing a phenomenal. Not many guys can get behind Michael Cherry. He does, and keeps that ball in play, basically the catalyst for that entire scoring opportunity.
Goal kick.
What an effort there by Mendoza.
Dalton.
Samayoa. A high kick there by Cruz. He'll track down this ball now. Clipped from behind. Will stop the clock for a Floral Park yellow card here. '73rd minute. Into the book goes Diego Bueno. And he said, right, Rob, you need to capitalize on your opportunities, and this another one of them.
Also the importance of discipline. No Bueno there. They're going to have to take him off the field.
See what you did there.
But we got the field opportunity, the free kick here. So we'll see if Samayoa cut this lead in half.
Samayoa, headed cleared. I think that might have been Donovan again. Samayoa. Arriaga. It bounces around. It comes to this near sideline throw-in for Lawrence.
Throw-in, Jackson Arriaga.
Jackson to do so. Good ball sent out to midfield. Clear down again. 1v3. And Floral Park maintains possession. And now they play. To that corner flag. And McCarron just watches it roll out.
I tell you, how bad does Lawrence want this? They don't let a ball roll out of bounds. Samayoa had a chance for the throw. They want to keep this ball on the field, in play. No ticking of the clock off the field. They are battling, and their possession game stepped up.
Rosales to put it back into the play. How smart is that too, right? From Rodney. He knows if he subs about a minute later, the clock stops. So he tries to milk as much time off as he can. Every second counts. Look at this ambitious run down the left sideline. Kyle Sy, excuse me, to the edge of the 6. Cleared out toward midfield. Headed back by Cherry. Look out, 50-50 challenge. And now a race for it. But Dalton right away tracks it down. He'll recover it in his own box.
And that's Samayoa up top now, who did a good job staying on side to make that run. Dalton read it, though, and made contact first.
Dalton high into the air. Cruz trying to chase it.
Throwing for Lawrence, 5 minutes left in the second half.
Another set piece here for Lawrence. And to this point, Cruz with the best scoring opportunities, 2 of them in this second half. but Dalton's gotten the better of him. Semeo, a dangerous ball, headed, still alive, chipped off the crossbar, and cleared. And now a jailbreak for Floral Park. Ned Devine. Devine saved by Rosales. End to end we go.
I see what you did there. And my goodness, this ball bounces around. The second effort, it's a foot, and then a header, looks like Ben Perez. And then it comes back the other way quickly for the counterattack. And my goodness, Lawrence just bringing scoring opportunity after scoring opportunity. Clock stop right now for the corner. And here's that save. And a beauty by Rosales. 3 minutes left, and Floral Park now trying to pin that ball deep down on that corner. They played it short just to hold it down there.
If this scoreline holds, Rob, and you're Lawrence, you go into the offseason just lamenting the missed opportunities. That's now 3 in the second half that were all inside the box, point-blank chances. One was saved, one was wide, and one was off the crossbar.
And Oscar Dalton now making his presence so felt. I mean, you want to talk about man of the match. Might have just put Michael Donovan in the back seat a little bit. Dalton just sensational in the second half.
Well, you have to go hockey then. You have to go 3 stars.
3 stars of the game, yeah.
Because Donovan, a goal and an assist. He's still that number 1 in my book, at least. But Dalton, yes, he deserves his flowers as well. Ball played over the top. Settled. And cleared to midfield by Donovan. Perez sends it high. I think Lawrence is offside here. Flag, though, stay up. There it is. Yeah, they appeared to be as soon as that ball was played. But the offside flag is raised inside the final 2 minutes here.
And that's going to take some time off of this clock. And now that 2-goal lead under 2 minutes seems a little insurmountable here. But again, Lawrence, so many opportunities, you never know.
Dalton drives it upfield. Devine chases it down. It's his goal right now that is the game winner. As Rosales quickly looks to put it back into play. Lawrence hoping for a miracle late. But we are now inside the final minutes of this second half as the Floral Park faithful are starting to get loud. They're starting to feel it here. So too the Knights bench. They're getting ready to celebrate. A year ago, they had that gut-wrenching feeling, Floral Park did. They came in as the favorite. Maybe they came in with some swagger. They got outworked by Lawrence. And the Golden Tornadoes upset the top-ranked Knights, handing them their first and only defeat of the year. So many players returned for Floral Park. So many used that as the added motivation. Their head coach, Akil Rodney, said, "We're not going to get outworked again." And now back at Farmingdale State College, Floral Park, they are your county champions. The Knights winning the Nassau Class A title. 2-0 victory over Lawrence. Congratulations to Floral Park on their second county title. And this is what it looked like in the final moments. A bear hug between coaches. And now a chance to sprint across the field for those on that Floral Park bench. And on the opposite side of things, the other emotion. Players for Lawrence all on the field. And it's their head coach, Gerard Lagasse, left to try to console them. It is difficult when you get to a county final once and lose. For these Golden Tornadoes, they've been there now back-to-back years and have come up just short. And you can see the emotion for them, but also the sportsmanship. You saw Cherry there step up and give a hug, and also they gave their own, also getting over to the Lawrence players as well.
And you see it out there, a lot of emotion. A sensational season for Lawrence. They battled all year long, had a great semifinal as well. Coach Lagasse, again, one of the best in the game. Class act. This is not the last time they'll be here. And then on the other side, Coach Rodney, I'm sure I'm going to see him at school tomorrow hearing all about this. He said, we got to keep our identity. But Dylan, their identity, well, now it's Nassau County Champs is their identity, but they're a chameleon. They battled out there and played hard-nosed versus North Shore today. Played a really technical game. Kept it clean, kept it smart. And this team's going to be a handful to whoever advances on the Suffolk side.
It will either be Kings Park or John Glenn. That's who's competing. And you know one thing, what Rodney will do, he will be, what is that, at Diamond on the Pines? He'll make that long trip out to Coram. He'll be there taking notes and trying to figure out a way to beat that team. For Lawrence, their season once again ends in the county championship. They are 13-4-2 on the year, but they should certainly hold their heads up high. At Lawrence, they are the shining stars right now, athletically, so they've got a lot to be proud of, and I'd imagine probably as Gerard Lagasse gets his team together, probably part of that huddle is explaining just that. And on the other side, for Floral Park, you chase after a Long Island championship. They're now 13-3-1. And while they celebrate a second county title, and again, I'm sure it's going to be part of what's said in the coming days, they're chasing the elusive LIC now. And if you win that, and then a chance to go up to Middletown. So a lot of firsts, perhaps, in the future for this Floral Park program.
Yeah, and Coach Rodney might not have liked the Hogwarts reference, but a little magic behind this team. Magic and academics. So we'll see what happens. But, yeah, they might not get too far ahead of themselves. He knows how to keep them composed. But some really bright things in the future of this team.
And those fans, they remain in their shirtless costumes, if you will, right along the edge as you see the picture. There they are. Those guys are like, can you please start the ceremony soon? we want to get dressed. And we will carry those ceremonies as soon as they commence.
So you think the athletic director, Larry Dorson, over at Floral Park is going to take out the sword, and we're going to have Sir Rodney moving forward? Will he be knighted?
Perhaps.
All right, Nassau County champs.
Well, again, he'll tell you and say the job's not done yet.
He'll also say, don't celebrate me. Celebrate the boys.
And his boys did an outstanding job in both of these matches. And now both teams are being applauded. The Lawrence fans are to our right, and a big ovation for their boys. And the same is true of the Floral Park fans on the left. Some dance moves happening here. An impromptu dance party starting up here for Floral Park. As we await the ceremonies, Al Freeman calling over the Lawrence captains.
Make some noise for the Lawrence Golden Tornadoes.
And we'll send it to the PA announcer for the on-field
Give it up for the Lawrence Golden Tornadoes. And give it up for Coach Legacy. May the captains for the Floral Park Knights come and receive your championship plaque. Floral Park Knights, as your name is called, may you please come forward to receive your championship medals. Once again, once your name is called, may you please come forward to receive your championship medals. Number 2, Aiden Conlon. Number 3, Diego Bueno. Number 4, Michael Donovan. Number 5, Preston Sotiros. Number 6, Sam Amarati. Number 7, Connor McCarthy. Number 8, Daniel Jawad. Number 9, Charlie McCarron. Number 10, Ned Devine. Number 11, Ryan Kenny. Number 12, Kyle Sy. Number 13, Brady Kroon. Number 14, Declan Lally. Number 15, Danny Marrero. Number 16, Michael Cherry. Number 17, Damian Cherry. Number 18, David O'Shea. Number 19, Sebastian Bueno. Number 20, Javier Guzman. Number 21, Christian Saavedra. Number 22, Joseph Donovan. Number 23, Dominic Perka. Number 24, Daniel Miranda. Number 25, James Black. Number 26, Parker Lee. Number 28, David Roebuck. Number 29, Liam Quinn. Number 30, Rohan Chad. Number 26, Manraj Singh. Number 0, Zach Sarcona. And number 1, Oscar Dalton. Congratulations to your 2024 Section 8 Class A Boys Soccer Champions, the Floral Park Knights.
What a moment there for Floral Park. For the second time in program history, they are county champions, beating Lawrence 2-0 in the Nassau Class A final. Moments they'll remember, Rob Anderson, for a lifetime.
And they're going to have the photos to prove it as they line up for a picture in the goal net. It was Donovan, the goal scorer, with the assist tonight, jumping up and touching the pipe and celebrate a sensational season. The Knights are not done. Their journey continues as they march on now to their next battle.
Now that'll be back here at Farmingdale State College in the Long Island Championship against either John Glenn or Kings Park. So that'll do it here for us here from Farmingdale State College for game 1 of 2 here tonight. For our entire Varsity Media crew, our executive producer is Ben Turchin, our technical director, Chris Sweeney. For Mike Verdi, Kevin Catalanato, bringing you all those great moving images. For my broadcast partner, Rob Anderson, I'm Dylan Butler. Thank you for joining us from Farmingdale State College, and we look forward to seeing you next time right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.